Hello, music students. Today we are working on the birthday song, or Happy Birthday, for our ukulele song. This one, you have a couple different options with it. You have to do either the chords or picking the melody. So you can choose which way you want to do it, the chords or the accompaniment, or playing the melody. They both have some of their own challenges, and maybe you want to try both ways. Now, if you do record both the melody and the accompaniment, you will get extra credit. And if you really want to try to challenge yourself, there are ways that you could layer the two together and have a full performance of yourself playing both parts at the same time. If you're interested in doing that, let me know. Or there are some apps out there that'll basically do it for you. But it might be kind of fun to give it a try, and then you can have that, share with any family or friends that maybe have a birthday especially during this quarantine, something fun you could share with them. So, as always, you're not required to sing along. You may if you wish to, but that's up to you, and your strum pattern is also your choice. Now, we do have a new chord we need to learn today, and that's right over here, the D7 chord, and there's actually a couple ways you can play this. The easiest way is those two fingers. So it's the second, both of them are going to be in the second fret, okay? One's on the top string, then you skip a string, and your second finger is there, okay? So that's how it's looking. All right. Now remember, I'm not mirroring you. This is my left hand playing on the frets, okay? Left hand. So that's D7. Here's another way to play it, right here. And this is how it would sound if I played it the first way. The other way is a little more challenging to change to, so that's why I don't use this one. But it does have a more full sound, as opposed to. So you can, again, try to challenge yourself if you want to use that one. The one on the bottom here is actually intended to be what we call a bar chord, meaning my first finger is actually going to press down all of the strings in that second fret, and I'm not good at bar chords, so that's why I avoid these. And then my second finger would be this dot right there. So this is all my first finger, and this is my second finger. So my first finger is pressing them all down, and then my second finger is here. See, I don't get a very clear sound on that because I don't use them very often, so I kind of avoid it. Or you could put fingers 1, 2, 3 on those strings, all in the second fret, and then use your pinky on the bottom, and you could make that work. If I really wanted to use that chord, I would probably do it that way, but it's hard to get to that fast. So that's kind of up to you which version you want to use for it. Since I haven't really been practicing this song with the bottom one, just to keep it easy for me to get through this video for you guys, I'm going to do the top one. Okay, so here we go. Birthday song. And we're using both G and G7, so I included those on the bottom. Remember, G is this one. G7 is the original one that we learned. Yeah, so starting from the beginning, I would actually sing the first two notes. There's no chord above these first two notes, so I would sing or play those or hum them, and then I'd go into the chords. We only have 3 beats per measure. If you look at your time signature here, 3 beats per measure, so I'm going to start by doing just 3 single strums for each measure. And remember, this chord here carries into this measure. So I'll play that D7 a total of 6 times, then G3. Sorry, that's my dog. I've restarted this video like 3 times because of my dog. I can't do it again. So hopefully that's the only noise she's going to make. 3 beats here for G7, C for 3 beats. But remember, when you see that symbol, the fermata, reminds you down here. Fermata means you're going to hold the note longer than normal. Okay? Usually it's about twice as long as its normal value. G for only 2 beats, D7 for 1 beat, and G for 2 beats. All right, so from the beginning, I'm gonna try this out. Okay, so I'm ready to go on my G major chord. And that's how it should sound. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Hold that note. Happy birthday to you. And you can do that nice and slow. You don't have to go fast. I'm going to try a different strum pattern. This time I'm going to go down, down, up, down. So it'll be down, down, up, down. Okay, for each measure. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Whoa! Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. Man, my G chord is not sounding great today. I'm not doing all that. And you want to know why this is happening to me? Because my middle finger, my second finger here, I have a tendency to lock my first knuckle. I kind of make it bend back. That's always been a problem for me, and I know some of you actually do the same thing. And that started with guitar for me, and I've had to work really hard to make sure I'm always keeping that knuckle bent. So right now it's bent, and then my chord sounds better. When I let it buckle or let it bend in a little bit, I don't always get such a good sound. So I have to be careful that I don't fall into those old habits. And if I'm not really focused, as right now with my dog, I'm hoping that she doesn't make noise. I don't pay as close of attention to that as I should. So maybe that's something you need to work on too. But also just showing you I'm not perfect with it either. And even now, after playing for how many years, there are still things that I have to work on sometimes. So that's one option for the strum pattern. We were doing down, down, up, down. Now I'm going to change it up a little bit and go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. If I was counting it, it would be 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. All right, here it goes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. And whatever you want to do in that last measure too is up to you. You could just play the last chord, or you could do something like that to end it. Kind of up to you. All right, so that's it for the strumming, for the chords. You get to pick your pattern if you choose to do the chords or the strumming. Now let's talk about the melody. So this is your other option, or again, you might be doing both for extra credit or as a challenge. So you're picking the melody, and this one is a little bit tricky because we're now using 3 strings, and we're going all the way to the 5th fret. I only have 4 fingers here that I'm using, so obviously my fingers no longer necessarily line up with the fret and the finger. There's going to be some moving around. So I'll show you how I would do it, but there's some other ways you might do it as well. I want to point out right here, when we get into that 5th fret, there's kind of a way you can cheat to find that 5th fret. See that dot? It's the first one that I come to. You have some other ones here too, but this is my 5th fret. Oops, that dot is where my 5th fret is. So that might help you if you're trying to find it fast. You don't have to like count to the 5th fret, okay? Look for that dot and boom, that's where it's gonna go. Now this only will sound right if your instrument is in tune. So make sure you tune your instrument before you play. If you're not sure, go check it right now. It'll make your life much more pleasant if it is in tune. Whoops. So here we go. From the beginning, I'm starting on, remember this is my left hand over here. I'm not mirroring you. So starting here, it's the second string from the top, okay? Even though it looks like it's from the bottom on the tab, but that's because it would be like if I'm looking at it like this. Okay, so starting with second finger, next string open, second finger, third, second finger. Notice that usually we've been using first finger when I see that F, but it's an F sharp. According to my key signature, this right here is an F sharp. That maybe doesn't matter to you, maybe it means nothing to you and you're just looking at the numbers, and that's great. But for those who were wondering why is the F all of a sudden second finger, it's because it's an F sharp. Okay, so I just played that F sharp, continuing right here, back to second on this string, open, two, bottom string, open, third finger. Now I go back to D, second finger. Actually, you know what I'm going to do on that one to make it easier? I'm going to use my first finger right here. It's second fret, but I'm actually going to use my first finger so that I can stretch my pinky to that next note over here, fifth finger, or fifth fret there. So I'm going to use my pointer finger here on the second fret, and then the bottom line, I'm going to fifth fret, back to second fret, third fret on the other string, second fret, open, and I hold that. Bottom string, third fret, third, bottom open, third. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning and I'm going to play it straight through, a little bit more steady so you can kind of hear how it will sound. I'm still not going to go super fast because it doesn't need to be super fast right now. Okay, so I'm starting second finger. Okay, so that's it. Both have some challenges. You saw me make some mistakes throughout there, and I would probably need to practice this before I really wanted to go perform it in front of anybody on stage or anything like that. So be patient with it. If you have questions or something's not sounding right, just let me know and I'll help you out. Until next time, take care.